This is your weekly dose of the football booth where we hang on begrudgingly and just look forward to next weekend when there's no international football. Because international football is pain. Morg, play the intro.
Hello, ladies and gents, and welcome back to the FootballPodcast, episode 5. My name is Fennan. John alongside me, I've got two wonderful gentlemen, starting off with Mayhem. How are you doing, my friend? Yeah, well, the monologue said it all, really. And welcome back for a second episode. Some would say it's his third episode, but Morgan doesn't know how to use recording software properly. I said too much. Gondor, how you doing, my friend?
I'm doing good, man. I'm doing good.
Mate, honestly, I'm just looking forward to the Tenables, if I'm honest. Like international break. I mean, I've had a wonderful weekend, by all means. Not being frustrated with the Bluebirds being in action and seeing, Bellamy ball in action for the first time as well has been quite refreshing. But overall, we don't really give any
Not for the Nations League. That's what we're saying, man. It's like if it's qualifiers, if it's World Cup qualifiers, if it's the Euro qualifiers, fair enough. I know that there's probably some version of the Nation Leagues that you can end up fucking qualifying if you win 27 games in your group or what, and then you play a playoff or whatever stupid fucking format they've got going there. But Steve Clarke ball, man, Jesus Christ.
Hey, it was Poland and Portugal though, like two very strong sides.
To be fair, I'm impressed with how they did, considering the teams they were playing.
I was surprised you actually gave some of your personal time to acknowledge the Scotland games, Gondor.
I always acknowledge them, I just don't watch them.
No.
My problem with football is that I don't have the time to sit there and watch the game. So I track the scores through like Google apps that just pops up on my phone constantly telling me when a goal's been scored. And when I get bored of that, like when we went 1-1 with Portugal, I just turn off the notifications because I'm like, I know what's going to happen. I can't be bothered to deal with this.
Yeah, the disappointment's impending.
Yeah.
It's rinse and repeat. You know what I mean? With the World Cup looming, that's the next cycle. Can we get there for the first time since '98? Maybe, but after the Euros, it's good to be there. The national anthem, makes you incredibly proud, and the fans travel, and the support's amazing. But they're a numbers team, you know what I mean? Fucking going absolutely tonto after we draw we draw one game against Switzerland in the last European Championships to get put out by fucking Hungary. Come on, that's not a serious footballing nation. That's a fucking emotion when you've not had enough.
No.
You got Szoboszlai and not a lot else, and this is what we get dumped out by because we play this rigid, same formation no matter who it's against. I wasn't overly worried about Poland, to be honest. Being at home against Poland, I think they're an aging squad. Lewandowski's now well into his 30s. Szczesny's experienced, but it's not like you're playing this up and coming team.
Hasn't he retired from football now, Szczesny?
Was he retired?
I think he packed it in. It was only like last week.
I don't know. I don't even know, mate. So I didn't bring myself to partake in that. I was on too much of a high, and when I looked, especially at the Portugal game, I was surprised at the score. I think we had a perfect chance to really invigorate the national team again and go again. And after the Euros, by maybe having a serious conversation as whether or not Steve Clarke was the man to take us forward. And we've stuck with him, obviously, because he's been relatively successful in Scottish national team terms, getting to two of the last 3 major European competitions. The major competitions, obviously the European Championships. So on one hand, you can understand why they would be reluctant, but the brand of football is. I mean, Portugal is what the Germany game should have been when obviously we were in the Euros, and I just think everyone is still on a bit of a downer, and 2 defeats, one to a Poland team that were fortunate to get to the Euros. Wales ran them very close, and you could argue should have beat them. Only missing out on penalties, and a really really good Portugal team. But again, they didn't look fantastic at the Euros. Looked like maybe one too many chefs spoil the broth. They have a lot of great players, but can they make it work? And the standout for this week for me was, hoping that the injuries that potentially Alistair Johnson and maybe even Adam Eder, who went off early, have picked up, aren't too serious come next week. Apart from that, I kind of knew what was coming. And maybe it's me just being a wee bit bitter as well. Not I don't really want to watch a game at Hampden all the time that they play there.
I get you, but I imagine that disappointment still looms from the Euro 2024 campaign as well.
Yeah, it was same old. We give ourselves a little bit of a chance, and we choke, and we don't get out of the group, and we become this perpetual laughing stock. And again, we had a chance to maybe say, right, look, Steve, you've done amazing, but it's that old thing. I think you either you leave the hero, or you stay long enough to see yourself become the villain. And I can see this campaign being very poor. We've got some people that are aging out. Robertson's not getting any younger. You look at the back line, and like you said, the likes of Grant Hanley still.
It's worrying. The fact that Grant Hanley's still getting called up, I honestly am really still pondering. Surely there's got to be a better right back within the national pool than Anthony Ralston. Guy got tore to shreds in that second half.
Well, there is, but Aaron Hickey isn't fit, even though he's a left back. He would play over there. Nathan Patterson is injured, so there is options which don't have them fit. And then I said at the end of the Euros, I can't watch that guy play in that Scotland team anymore, because that position is so pivotal. So when he comes on for Celtic, he's got people. He's coming on, you know what I mean, and it's later in the game and we're comfortable. But in that Scotland team, where it's such a pivotal position and people are relying on him, it's too much, far too much.
Yeah, and then this is the thing. Like you said, I think the whole disappointment from the Euros is still very raw, and then having to go into these Nations League games, which are never exciting. We don't understand the structure and the stipulations, even though we've read them at least 20 odd times now. They still don't make any sense, but then having to go against teams like Poland and Portugal, who by all means may have not had the best of Euro campaigns, they still stand pretty tall amongst the international sides, and it's always like, it's one of the, you see it on paper and you think like, oh fucking hell, is this what we got to put up with now for the next week?
Yeah, I think international break is always one of these. There's maybe a better way to do it. I don't have the answers, but I know that people have spoken about taking them out of the actual in-season schedule and maybe finishing a little bit earlier, and then having them, at the back end, and then the players going away, so they're kind of played in a block, rather than them being spread out and disrupting. Because we're only 5 games in. We've waited all summer. The season's back. We've just had the Champions League draw. Everyone's up, and all of a sudden, all right, we're going to break here to really dampen the mood.
They come thick and fast at the start of the season. Like you said, we've got one now, just at the start of September. And then the next one's October, then there's another one in November.
Yeah. And
then there's just a big gap all the way until, March? To the next international break? Yeah, it's mental.
Maybe there's a different way to do it. I don't have the answers, and I don't really want to spend too much time revisiting I would only be repeating what I've said before, but it was a new era. It was a new start. Obviously down in the capital, I know it was one that you were very excited to get going. And on paper, is a decent start, a clean sheet against the Turkey side that is on the rise, that did go deep, that does have the likes of Arda Güler, a really promising emerging young talent. Clean sheet. Once you dig a bit deeper, obviously Turkey go down to 10 men, and maybe feel a little bit disappointed that you couldn't break down the 10 men. But overall, satisfied?
Yeah, I think based off of what the performance was like, I thought Bellamy ball I'm very excited about. It's a very expressive style of play, very high tempo, very direct, and with that comes taking more risks, which is what Bellamy wants us to do, which by all means can be a bit conflicting, because obviously taking risks and they backfire, then of course it does tend to draw criticism when it comes to these certain games. But I like that he wants us to play with as much freedom as possible to get the best out of these players and to really encourage them to play with their strengths. Honestly, we were head and shoulders above Turkey in that game. We just lacked goals. We just couldn't finish. We had 15 shots in that game. We got one on target. Rambo misses a very strong chance in the first half where he gets on the end of a header from a set piece, catches his shoulder, and it goes just wide of the near post. Joe Rodon misses an absolute sitter from 4 yards out, where the ball comes to the back post and he just puts it over from 4 yards out, which is, again, I know he's a centre back, but being a professional footballer, you definitely back your money for him to put that away and for it to be 1-0. There was one individual that really did stand out for me and definitely raised a few eyebrows amongst the Welsh following when the lineups were announced, and that was Sorba Thomas. He's a figure who you mainly see be called up but be used as a rotation option, and Bellamy opted to start him and really did show that he's a individual that Bellamy has a lot of faith in and sees a lot of potential in him, and I must say he definitely repaid that faith. I thought he was arguably our standout performer, breaking the channels really well, switching flanks when needed to, and really exploiting that Turkey defence. Has a goal ruled out for offside by the narrowest of margins as well. Very nice finish where he receives a diagonal ball over the top and loops it over the keeper. And unfortunately, VAR rules it out for offside, and so very unfortunate with that. But I thought he was phenomenal, absolutely phenomenal. I think what we're lack at the moment, and I'm pretty sure going forward, Craig Bellamy will make the tweaks that need to be made, but we lack that number 9. Well, I wouldn't say number 9 figure, that kind of target man kind of player, like with Kiefer Moore. We brought him on in the second half, and I think at that point it was too little too late, even though we were going against 10 men. But there were so many times where we were making runs down the flanks and getting balls into the box, and there's no bodies in there. And I feel with those tweaks going forward, we could easily score a lot more. And if we did have that, and if we did take our chances, we could have come out 3-4-0 winners. But like I said, against a Turkey side that went all the way to the quarterfinals of the Euro 2024, I thought it was an unbelievable performance, a combative performance, I must say, because they're a very physical side, Turkey. And so, I mean, Kiefer Moore takes a mass. I don't know how Kiefer Moore still has a face, if I'm honest. Like, he takes a massive chunk from Soyuncu's studs at one point. And he just goes the trademark. When he suffers a knock to the head, he just wraps it up, and the red bandage is out in full colour. But and then they go down to 10 men. Second yellow card for Bielmaz, and it just, I don't know. It felt like there wasn't much difference. Obviously, he was an attacking player, and so they still had that shape amongst the back line. And there were a few moments where, like I said, we were taking risks and they almost backfired, but we held our defensive line very well and really limited Turkey to any threats on goal whatsoever. Very, very positive signs indeed, and I'm very excited going forward with with what Bellamy's got to produce for us. We're back in action tonight against international side, who I'm very scared to say their name because I'm scared that you two are going to monetize me or call me out for potential racial slur. But they used to be it was Serbia and Monte, you know who. So I'm not going to say their full name. Like, that's what I mean. You got to be careful with this shit, man.
Montenegro.
Montenegro.
Yeah, that one.
That one.
What do you say? Oi, racist.
Just quickly, I want to point out something about Thomas Sorba for you. He played Sorba Thomas,
Yeah.
same thing. He plays Bellamy's position. So Bellamy has obviously seen what he can do. And I looked it up. It says here, Bellamy's actually taken him aside for a fair bit of one-on-one coaching and given him like loads of advice and told him just do what you got to do on the ball. Don't worry about anything else.
Yeah.
So that's probably one of the reasons why he's had a lot of faith put in him and he's playing as well as he is.
Yeah, no, that's really good to see. You know, I like that with Bellamy, that he's managed to find an individual who has always been on the fringes of the national side, and whenever he's been called upon, he's been effective. But of course, needed that next step to take to be a predominant figure in the national setup. And you know, at club level, he made a very different move in the summer. He's actually gone out on loan to the French league to a French team that shall not be named. If you catch my drift. And so, but I'm hoping it's going to be one of those loan moves where we've seen in the past with like Joe Rodon, who went out to Rennes and really improved as an individual, as a defender, and showed a bit more of his potential that eventually earned him some minutes at Tottenham and then now at Leeds. And then of course Ramsey having a spell out in France as well. I'm hoping it's going to be one of those moves where he just has a massive breakout season and becomes one of these key figures in the national side going forward. But no, all positives, to be honest, and hopefully I can catch the game tonight and see what we can produce. So obviously on paper, it obviously sounds like one of those games that we should be winning by 3 or 4 goals, but it's going to be one of those venues where they're not going to be state-of-the-art facilities. It's going to be a plastic pitch, and so it's going to be very hard to adapt to, again, away from home, and again in that, the part of Europe, it could be one of those where the home following comes out and is a very intimidating factor and could really fall in the favour of Montenegro. So we'll have to wait and see. But right now, I'm looking forward to seeing more Bellamy ball.
Yeah, I think it certainly optimism is in the air, which is good. And look at that, a change in manager. And all of a sudden, there's optimism and everyone's behind the national team. Who'd have thought it?
Oh, he said that so straight-faced, and I can most definitely understand. I know.
But hopefully Bellamy can get his first win. That'll be something that he's obviously desperate for. And hopefully he can get that done, dusted, and move on. But like you said, when you're out in that part of the world, the home support will definitely be hostile. Won't make it easy.
Yeah, absolutely. And so but like I said, I hope we'll definitely have a good away following out in Montenegro, as Joel's having a sneeze fit there. But we always have a good away following, and so I'm hoping the numbers get behind us and it will counteract that hostile atmosphere that they could potentially bring. And like I said, I'm excited. It's a new start, it's a new leaf. Again, new ideas, new philosophy, and a very exciting one from what I've seen so far. And we've got by no shadow of a doubt, the proudest Welshman at the helm in Craig Bellamy. And that's it for international football, really. I mean, I don't know if we took any...
Sweden won both their games, but they were easy games.
Who gives a fuck? And then the next one that really caught the headlines was
they've got a cheat code up top, haven't they? And what's Gukeres or what's his name?
Gyökeres. Yeah.
That guy's a cheat code.
Guy is a freak of nature. How that guy has just elevated since he moved to Sporting Lisbon is unbelievable.
Not to downplay Sporting, but a huge club, obviously, in Portugal, and they're up against again two absolute colossals of Portuguese football in Benfica and Porto. But how has no one took a chance on this guy? Like Sporting are renowned for it to be. Maybe I'm wrong, and hopefully we get some Portuguese comments telling me I'm wrong. But from where I'm sitting, Sporting have been a selling club, a developing club that goes on to sell players. You look at the likes of Bruno Fernandes and ones like that. They're sitting on such a money pile with this guy. Surely someone in world football has got to be thinking this is the right time to go. Chelsea are dicking about.
How many Premier League clubs have we named over the last month or so who are crying out for a striker? And you got this guy who's just on the books at Sporting Lisbon.
United fucking about with Zerki. Look, he may come good, but whatever. Chelsea pissing about with Osman, and that doesn't get done.
You see where he ended up at Galatasaray as well after all of that on loan.
Mate, that is what a deal that is. Like.
I know, 100%.
What European competition are they in? It's getting back to now.
Yeah, put your money on Galatasaray. If it's
Europa League, I don't think
you're in the League.
I don't think they're in the Champions League. I think it's Europa League. I think
maybe, but there we go. Look, stat checker's on the ball already. But I mean, again, that was such a bizarre deal. A man who was linked so heavily with Chelsea, linked with Saudi, and then all of a sudden in the 11th hour gets a loan move to Galatasaray.
They got knocked out of the Champions League.
Europa League then.
To young boys, so they are in the Europa League.
Oh, thank fuck for that. Otherwise, Osman would have been coming to Celtic Park. So we ended up drawing them. Europa League, man. They've got what a signing. You're talking £100 million player.
Yeah, exactly. 100%.
And they've replaced him with Lukaku.
They've got to play 2 Swedish teams and 1 English team in the Europa League.
Who's the English team they got to play?
Tottenham.
Spurs.
But they're playing at Galatasaray, so they should at least have the home following.
Welcome to hell.
I mean, I'll tell you what. The only other international game that obviously took the headlines was the Ireland-England game. And of course, obviously seeing the fan bases going at each other, and of all people to score England's 2 goals.
I know.
Hang your head in shame, boys.
I know. You literally couldn't have wrote that in any way, shape, or form.
Surely someone stuck a bet on with that. Surely.
The thing that got me with him scoring those goals, though, is I saw the first one, and he ran up to celebrate, realised he was in front of the Ireland fans, and then held his hands up like, "No, I'm not going to celebrate."
That was Declan, though, wasn't it?
Yeah, and it's like
Grealish just punches the air like it's.
No, I know, but it's just like you've clearly gone to celebrate and realised you're at the wrong end to do that. So
there's no point in saying sorry. You've done what you've done.
Scoring a goal. That rubs salt in the wounds, really.
Right,
he's done the worst part.
Yeah, that's what players do now, don't they? They use whatever academy they can get into and only have their own aspirations. So,
Yeah, but I don't think very many of them talk about the pride of playing for the academy and how they really want to play for the senior team of said academy. And then first chance they get, jump to one of the biggest rivals they have.
Just listen to him talk. Like he was never going to go anywhere else. They tried.
Yeah, Declan Rice definitely. Mate, he sounds like he'd sell you fruit and veg, mate.
Who's your boy at Brighton, the striker? Ferguson.
Oh, Ferguson, yeah.
They interviewed him and tried asking if he was going to do the same, but he says no. Like I wouldn't get. I don't think I'll be allowed back in with my family. Like you look at Declan Rice. You know what I mean? Sounds like his relatives was trying to sell you 3 apples for a pound. So there was only ever going to be one place he was going to go, but he's abused that system. And like you said, he said some things that were very silly to say. But yeah, of all the people in the world to secure that win, and that was definitely a little bit of fallout. But no, I can't. I think this is probably the first time we're sitting on an episode. I just haven't watched any of it. I was on too much of a high.
It's so bad, isn't it?
I was on too much of a high, mate. You know, I'm having chats with people about, you know, tickets for the Champions League and, you know, how we're going to maybe sort that and all that. I just haven't been interested. And that does come from, you know, I was incredibly deflated after the Euros and what happened and
the fact that it's the Nations League.
Yeah, and hopefully, you know, when the next one rolls around, I'll at least get myself to a point where I can stomach to watch them. But it feels so. It's like when like a club manager's lost a dressing room and you're watching your team and you're almost. We're going nowhere with this. The same stuff, and I think that's kind of certainly how I feel. I can't speak for everyone else, but there was a real energy because of the Euros and major competition, and that's always going to be the way. If Scotland qualify, there's always going to be great energy, and we're going to bring great numbers and make a load of noise. But if we look at that group, it was a real chance, and again, we didn't do it. So, and I just think. We could have made the change. We could have injected a little bit of youth. We could have decided, you know, whoever it was, you know, whether it was someone like a Shaw Maloney that you were going to back for 5 years, no matter what, you were going to allow them to come in and play 4 at the back and play, you know, a more pressing, modern style of football like Wales have done. You know, and who knows, Bellamy may morph into that, and he's just trying to go for what's a little bit familiar to the Welsh team. He may not. He may decide that's what he wants to do and play with wing backs and 3 at the back. But we certainly didn't see that at Burnley. You know, we didn't see that vision when he was.
Yeah, I'm
obviously
sure he
with
would have
Vincent
taken
Kompany.
a lot from Vincent Kompany and the way, you know, his style of play was at Burnley and what it will be at Bayern Munich now. You know, I think, yeah, Bellamy's definitely one of those who will just, you know, he's not that, you know, I think it's just within his whole persona that he isn't going to be one of those who's going to play an awkward shape and play a cautious style of play. I don't think it's in him whatsoever.
No, neither do I. I think he's going to go and attack it, and I think, you know, that's going to, at least in the sort of honeymoon period that you have, that's going to engage so many fans to come and watch the style of play.
Yeah.
Ultimately, you know, we see Burnley end up falling on their sword, and you know, people ended up calling Kompany a little bit naive, you know, some pundits. So I think he's got to be wary of that as well. But in terms of, you know, Rob Page again had success with Wales, there's no doubt there. But
he did.
Ultimately,
He absolutely did.
Ultimately, you know, when you're shoehorning players in and trying to make them play a system that's negative,
there was a stat I saw as well that said Ramsey got 5 shots off against Turkey, which is the most shots he's had in a game since before Giggs took over.
I mean,
I'll tell you what. I'll tell you who I didn't think would be getting a mention. I'll tell you who I didn't think would be getting a mention. Ryan Giggs. Fair play.
Yeah, of course he had to be. Of course he had to be mentioned, didn't he? That was me not wanting to mention Nantes, but no, Ryan Giggs' name pops up. Fuck me.
Pointing out how Bellamy's getting the most out of the players compared to previous routines.
Yeah, I think everybody has had you could look back through the recent history of you know, the Welsh national team, and there's been a real problem employing someone that gives the same feel-good factor and energy that obviously, you know, the late Gary Speed did. this feels, obviously it's an outside perspective, but it feels a little bit not that obviously, because Gary Speed had success and was building, but it feels like that could potentially go off that. Wales have been living off that for a long time, the foundations that were put in place as well, and then obviously the shambles that unfolded, and then obviously Rob Page kind of got the benefit of that, as well as they had Gareth Bale. Like, come on, like. He probably couldn't believe.
But there's no hiding. There's no hiding from that at all. Like, Gareth Bale was, he was Wales in a way.
Yeah, but he was. Of course. Look at it. As if like Jude Bellingham isn't going to be England for the next, insert time. Every team has a star that stands out. Unfortunately for Scotland, both of us are left backs. That's the problem. But this guy was an absolute colossus. Rob Page probably couldn't believe his luck. He's probably heard about how good he is and he's seen him, but then he gets him on the training field and he's like, I've got this guy in my team.
Oh, the man single-handedly took us to those competitions.
I think we can do something,
This is it. Like, he orchestrated everything. And and to this day, he is the greatest player to ever wear the red of Wales. And there's no doubt about it.
But he was backed up as well. That crop doesn't get enough. Doesn't as a squad as well doesn't get enough. Recognition all the way to the semi-finals of Euro. What was it, 2016?
Yeah. Oh.
Hal Robson, Carnu.
They're the good old days.
Ramsey when he was in his pomp and really delivering. All the way through that. Just such a, what a fantastic team, but ultimately, like you said, an absolute superstar, a Galactico.
Yeah.
God, I don't know what I would do to have a Galactico winger that was Scottish. I'm not sure. It's not much. I don't think I would do, to be honest. Who knows?
Well, Ben Doak came off the bench.
I was going to say maybe Ben Doak. Might play for like Real Betis or something. It's a kind of same thing, isn't it? It's got Real in it.
It's got Real in it, or Sociedad.
On loan.
Real, not so bad, five-a-side team. Who knows?
It's our club's name, Should join one.
Is it actually? Oh mate, I've got to get that game now. Right, I think that's got to be all for international football.
Yeah,
there really is.
Draw a line under it. I'm getting ready to listen to the opera singer sing "Champions" in a week's time or a couple of weeks' time. So
yeah. That's what I mean. Brighter times are ahead. Club football is on its way back. But you know what we're looking forward to the most right now? You ready, Gondor?
Mm-hmm.
Am I playing the jingle?
Go for it.
Gondor's Tenables.
I hope it picked up the last noise you made up, because I didn't hear the last bit of that. Right. Well,
right, go on.
This week, in honour of international football, we are going for the most European international appearances, meaning for a European player, not European competitions.
Oh, God, okay.
So I have my top 10. I did a little bit extra work on this one, and the clues you can have are the number of appearances, the nationality, the position, the goals they scored, their career spanning, including the exact date of their first appearance and the exact date of their latest appearance.
We are definitely going to use those clues, man.
Starting to feel a lot more confident now, then.
Yeah.
3 lives each.
3 lives each.
Here we go.
Do you want to do it as 3 lives each, or do you want to do it as 6 lives so that you can continue to discuss and just shout out?
Yeah, okay. And then we can
6 lives.
mutually agree as to what name we go with.
Yeah.
So do you have anyone that's instantly coming to mind? Because I have Luka Modric in my head. That guy's been playing for forever.
I had Wayne Rooney come into my head.
Well, he made over 100 caps, didn't he?
Yeah. But Modric is, I think that's a better guess, to be honest. I think that's in the top 3.
Start with Luka.
Luka Modric is second.
Oh, boy.
Wait. How do I do this again?
We must know who's number 1. Does a big soo.
I guess that's our next guess.
Yeah, he is
the winner.
He is number 1.
Yeah.
So to give you this as well, Cristiano Ronaldo has had 214 international appearances.
Bloody hell.
Luka Modric has had 180. They both played yesterday.
Is there another Portuguese player on that list?
No.
There isn't. Okay. All right.
Little caveat as well, not against Scotland, but I think in the other Portugal game over there playing, Ronaldo reached 900 career goals.
That's mental as well.
To give you this as well, Ronaldo has scored 132 international goals. Luka Modric has scored 27. Luka Modric is third on the goals scored list for this international list.
Oh, wow.
It's just longevity, right? So we've got the top two. That's all right. We don't look completely.
Yeah. Okay. Is there an English player on that list?
No.
There's no England players. Okay. Good thing.
No England players.
Other Europe.
Wow,
Spanish, maybe?
he did get over 100 caps, didn't he? Oh no,
I think Rooney did get over 100
Rooney
caps.
definitely did. Yeah.
So he's not on there. So wow, we are looking.
He's not close.
Wow.
Okay.
So Modric is at 180. Oh, we're looking at some real longevity then. So you've got to think like the bursting through young, playing like Philip Lahm. I'm just spitballing here. People like Philip Lahm.
That's a good shout.
Keepers as well. I think like Manuel Neuer. How long's he been in the setup?
Yeah. God. Who else?
Iker Casillas.
Casillas.
What competition would he have had around that time?
What about like someone like Xavi and Iniesta and Puyol?
Yeah, they were. When did they? Trying to think when they started to break through, because I mean to be up around that 180 cap. Sergio Ramos was young, wasn't he?
Yeah, no, Sergio Ramos is a good shout.
And played for quite long.
I'm trying to think. Miroslav Klose came to mind.
Scored a lot of goals, didn't he? Played. Thomas Müller. He has been around.
I think that should be our next guess.
Thomas Müller, yeah.
Thomas Müller is not on the list.
Oh, fuck me.
No.
Okay. Is there a German on that list?
No.
Well, that was pointless.
Jesus Christ. Oh, is there... No, actually, no. I don't think there is. I was going to say...
An Italian?
Yes.
Goalkeeper? Buffon, do you think?
Yeah. I'm going to
Buffon.
say, Buffon.
Yeah.
Buffon is number 4 on the list, 176 appearances.
Number 4. So we got... Wait, we haven't got number
1,
3 yet.
2... No, we haven't got number 3.
1, 2, and 4 we got so far.
So you've got to be thinking that basically they would have sort of been coming up and coming as we were younger, and they're probably just about retired, or maybe even still playing. Obviously, with you're looking at the exceptions of Ronaldo and Modric still going there. So I wonder. Obviously, you've got Kroos that's just retired, but I don't know if he ever got up to that kind of numbers.
But you said there was.
No there's
Germans.
not. There's no Germans.
Yeah. Is there a French player on that list?
No.
Oh my god.
Did we ask if there was a Spanish player?
There are Spanish players.
Spanish players. Oh, right, so there's more than one.
So you've got that midfield.
I think Ramos would be a good shout.
Yeah, I was going to ask who I was leaning towards.
Yeah.
Sergio Ramos.
Sergio Ramos is third. He is tied with Luka Modric on 180.
Beauty.
So we know that there's more Spanish. And we've got 2 wrong, haven't we, so far?
1 wrong so far.
Just one. All right, I'm trying to think other Spanish players.
I think we're going to be... You're going to kick yourself if you don't say, the big 2. And, like you said, you've called them out, Iniesta and Xavi. I think Iniesta played a little bit longer.
Yeah.
So I think he had a wee bit more longevity. So
we'll go with
Iniesta.
Going with Iniesta?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
He's not on the list.
Oh, okay.
So just flip and say he's midfield partner.
What about someone like Carvajal? And he's still going as well.
Mm-hmm.
Jordi Alba?
I don't know if he got up to those kind of numbers though,
Yeah.
because he was playing there before. See the thing with Carvajal. I remember that. I don't know how many games that Navas would have played at right back as well.
Oh,
He would have played
Navas.
on the wing
Yeah,
before.
Navas.
Yeah,
Yeah.
like Cap de Villa would have been at left back for a while.
True that. But then you got other players that have come to mind. So like David Villa, Fernando Torres, David Silva, Juan Mata. They don't all scream out to me, if I'm honest.
No, I think the other Spanish ones is like you said, Puyol, and then a keeper, maybe like Casillas.
I think Casillas would be a good one to go with.
Iker Casillas.
Going with Iker?
Yep.
Iker Casillas is 6th on the list. 167 appearances.
It's turning into a geography lesson, mate. Now I'm trying to fucking ramble through fucking European countries.
Yeah, I know.
Belgium, but they had the same squad for so long. But they all come in young as well, like KDB, Vincent Kompany, Courtois.
So I will tell you this: you've got 5 players left to guess and 4 nationalities left on the list.
4 nationalities left. Is Belgium one of them?
Belgium is one of them.
Right. Okay. Gotta be KDB, isn't it?
Yeah, or Company, but you'd lean more to KDB just because he's less injury prone.
He was, and he was still fairly young when he got called up.
Yeah, go for it.
KDB?
KDB is not on the list.
Fuck's sake.
We're
Would
just
it be like
flipping and going.
Lukaku or something stupid?
I can tell you that the Belgian player has 157 appearances.
I'm tempted to be cheeky and ask what the position is.
I can give you the position.
Yeah, go on then.
Centre back.
Company has to be.
It's got to be.
That's one of his positions. It's not Company.
Oh, the next ones I think of are Vertonghen and Alderweireld.
Yeah. It's got to be one of them two, surely.
Yeah. I don't know who to go for.
Was Vertonghen, was he not still playing at the Euros?
I don't think he did. Did he play the Euros? I feel like I haven't seen that guy playing.
Would you like to know this person's last appearance for their international club?
Yeah, go on.
1st of July 2024.
Right, so someone who's still active.
Jan Vertonghen.
Yeah,
I'm almost sure that I've seen him.
Go on.
Jan Vertonghen is number 9 on the list.
Hell, I never noticed it. Number 9.
Number 9. He's technically tied with the person number 8, but 157 appearances.
Alright, okay. Wait,
there are no more Belgian players on the list.
Alright, thank God. Don't have to think about them.
Yeah. I wonder, no, I don't think Odegaard would have racked up enough.
No.
Still too young.
What numbers do we still need to get, Stu?
5, 7, 8, and 10.
5, 7, 8, and 10. Okay. Alright.
And he said there's at least 3 more nationalities that we haven't named. We know there's no Germans on there, there's no French. So there is going to be some obscure ones, like a Norway or a Denmark.
There's no Norway, there's no Denmark.
Oh, that's good, because I was going to say my boy Casper.
But you're good with the obscure ones, though. There's 2 obscure nationalities.
Is one of them at... You know what? Is one of them Slovenia?
No.
Okay, alright.
It's one of them Sweden.
No.
He would have loved that. That's why he would have.
Is one of them Slovakian?
No.
Oh, okay.
Would you like the two obscure nationalities?
Serbia.
No.
Go on.
Latvian and Estonian.
Oh,
We're in trouble.
Oh, no. There's only one Estonian player I've ever known, and that was the goalkeeper, Mark Poom, and it's definitely not him.
It's not him. One of the Estonian players still plays.
Oh, is he a centre-back?
No.
Oh, shit. It ain't Klavan either.
No. Attacking midfield. Attacking midfield, Estonian player.
Oh, I haven't got a fucking Scooby, man.
Let me see if I can work out what club he plays for.
No idea.
Let's see if I can remember how to spell it.
Well, we're not going to get them.
No, we get the Latvian one.
The Estonian one currently plays for a team called Flora Tallinn.
In Estonia.
It looks like he used to play in Poland, but not for any big teams.
Oh, what's the fucking point?
Piast Gliwice and Jagiellonia Białystok.
Are you trying to say the jingle back to me?
But we'll park that one. So I doubt we're getting the Latvian or the Estonian.
No.
So
We ain't getting those two.
So number 10 then. Number 10 is the last one.
Oh, okay. What nationality?
Polish.
Oh, it's got to be.
Oh, yeah.
It's got to be.
Lewandowski.
Yeah, Lewandowski.
Lewandowski, 154
Fucking
appearances.
hell.
So you've thrown in the towel for the other three then?
Yeah, I don't...
What's the, so
Wait,
it's
hang on. Whoa. Yeah,
Estonia, Latvia, and what's the other one?
Estonia.
There's
Oh,
two
they're
of
both
them.
Estonian.
Two Estonians. One appearance differing between the two of them.
So one's an attacking mid. What's the other one?
Midfielder.
Oh, fuck.
The other one's career went from 1992 to 2009.
Never mind.
And the Latvian went from 1992 to 2010.
Oh, mate.
Where did he play?
He was a midfielder.
Yeah, but what clubs did he play at?
God. 1 second. Austria Vienna, Bristol Rovers, Admira Wacker, and FC Rubin Kazan.
What the fuck is that career? What? I did not expect that.
To be fair, nor did I.
You started off Austria Vienna, Bristol Rovers.
Remember well, yeah, that guy.
Is it Joey Barton?
No.
Very good.
Mate, I
No,
honestly couldn't even.
All right. So
I could just tell you my Wi-Fi password on my router, and that's my best guess.
in 8th place is Estonian midfielder Martin Reim or Reim.
Okay, yep.
In 7th place is Estonian attacking midfielder Konstantin Vasiliev.
No.
Okay. And in 5th place, Latvian midfielder Vitalijs Astafjevs. I have no idea how to say
Yeah,
that.
noises, nice one.
Vitalijs Astafjevs. Something like that.
Yeah. I should have
but-
known that. We had them in our bloody qualifying campaign group last season.
But yeah, and Lewandowski is second in goals scored for international with 84 international goals.
Yeah, he's pretty decent, isn't he?
It's all right, isn't it?
Pretty decent. Well, that's us then.
Well,
Hell, that was very exhausting towards the end.
I know.
Not
I
even
mean,
not even trying to say names of Estonian players, but hearing them.
You can spruce up another tenable to roll us for 10 minutes based on nothing international related at all.
Yeah.
About 15, and then we're bounce.
Yeah, sounds good.
All right, so Attempt number 2. This is a Premier League stat one. I can give you nationality of player, but I'm looking for the top 10 most clean sheets.
All right, okay.
That sounds doable.
Does sound doable.
There's a clear top 10
So
as well. So
we'll spitball a few very quickly, and then we'll try and rapid fire this because obviously we're against the clock.
All right.
We'll be looking at Mark Schwarzer, Brad Friedel.
Petr Cech.
Yeah, check.
Who else? Shay Given, maybe?
Yeah. Tim Howard. You don't chip Tim Howard.
Tim Howard chips you. Tim Howard on the ball.
Van der Sar.
Van der Sar, yeah. Who else?
Yeah, that's a good bank. We should just pick one.
Let's go with that then. Let's go with that. So
we'll begin with Edwin.
We'll go with Edwin first.
Edwin van der Sar.
Yep.
He is in 10th place with 132.
He's in 10th place.
Van
der Sar is in 10th place.
He's in tied 10th place.
With how many?
2 others.
Oh my god. He was wank, wasn't he?
Gotta go for more longevity then, haven't we? But then you're worried that...
Well, look, I'm fairly confident. I'm going to say Petr Cech.
Petr Cech is in first place, 202 clean sheets.
Beauty.
Good. And then... I'm wondering, because again, like longevity, but did they have enough seasons like in the, like, you've got like Peter Schmeichel, David Seaman...
Yeah, they'd be good ones actually to go for.
Jens Lehmann, obviously, I don't know if he was there long enough.
I think Peter Schmeichel would be a good one to go for.
Yeah.
Peter Schmeichel.
Peter Schmeichel is 11th. He's not in the list.
Yeah, he's overrated.
Is his son on there?
No, of course he's not. Shut up. All right, I'm going to go for.
I'm just going to tell you now. Kasper Schmeichel is 22nd.
Well, I didn't say his name.
No, I know. That's why I'm giving you that as a free, because you knew he was not going to be on the list.
Yeah,
he's above Jack Scotland.
Oh fucking hell!
I'm going to go Mark Schwarzer.
Mark Schwarzer is third, 152 clean sheets.
I'm going to go Brad Friedel.
Brad Friedel is one of the tied 10th with 132.
Okay. Oh, Christ almighty, this list is going to be fucking ridiculous.
I'm going to go for curveball. No, I've shit the bed. I'm not going to go for him at all.
Oh, mate.
I'm just gonna say David Seaman.
David Seaman is 5th on the list, 141 clean sheets.
Good one. Good. Who other?
Do you want me to tell you who I was gonna say and I shit the bed?
Who?
Hugo Lloris.
Oh, yeah, I'd shit the bed with that and all.
He was at Spurs for ages. Look.
He plays for Bristol Rovers now, doesn't he?
David James.
Yeah, David James. That's my guess.
That's your guess. David James is 2nd, 169 clean sheets.
Fucking shout, that was.
So you're looking for 4th, 6th, 7th, and one of the many tied 10th.
Oh, God. Again, who played... Is there any Brazilian keepers on there?
No.
Alright.
Is there any French?
No.
Good.
Any Spanish?
Yeah.
Oh, fuck off is... Oh, wait, hang on.
Liverpool keeper?
What do you reckon about Pepe Reina?
That's who popped into my head when he said Spanish. He was at Liverpool for a while, and it was when they was in a good time. Champions League winners, weren't they?
No, exactly. Pepe Reina?
Pepe Reina is 7th, 136 clean sheets.
So what numbers are we looking for?
3. Wait, no, sorry. 4, 6, and one of your many tied in the last position.
What do you think about Joe Hart, Joel?
He was in my head, but I don't know if that's just me still absolutely loving him off because he was at the Derby, revving the guys up in the tunnel. Because he had those. Obviously, he had the 2 seasons at City where they won the league.
Yeah, no, that's what I was thinking.
But then kind of bounced around after that. So I don't know.
Yeah. Oh, there's definitely one or two we've missed here.
Carlo Cudicini.
Oh, he's a good one. Is there any Italians on there?
No.
All right, well, we're not going Cudicini on permission.
I got to start telling you all of these.
Is there any Americans?
Yeah, I mean, there's an American on the list.
Yeah, we got it, but is there another one?
Yeah, there's another one.
Tim Howard!
Tim Howard
You
is
don't
tied.
ship Tim Howard!
Is tied in 10th with 132. So you're just missing 4th and 6th.
Fourth and sixth. English?
There's an English on the list.
Okay.
Paul Robinson.
Oh.
Is that a bit too? He did play for a while. He was at Blackburn, money at Spurs.
Scott Carson.
Craig Gordon for that season at Sunderland.
Oh, fucking hell.
How many? No, not. I was going to say Ben Foster then, but no, don't worry. English.
Based on the fact that you only have 2 left, by the way, I feel like you should only have 3 lives for this one.
Yeah, all right.
Yeah, makes sense.
Joe Hart's starting to sound better and better, isn't he?
He is.
He didn't play much after he left City. Obviously, went to Torino or wherever, didn't he?
Yeah, he was at Birmingham for a season as well, wasn't he?
Yeah, was that in the Prem?
Yeah, that was in the Prem. You know what? Fuck it, Joe Hart.
Joe Hart is not on the list.
All right, well, there we go. What other English keepers? We said Seaman. Paul Robinson's now starting to scream out.
Yeah.
Ben Foster, because of that longevity.
Yeah. How long did Foster play at Southampton?
A couple of seasons, didn't he? Like 2 or 3?
Probably not long enough. Not enough to get. Yeah, roll the dice. Paul Robinson.
Paul Robinson is not on the list.
Oh,
what other English keepers are there?
I'll give you a clue.
All right, go on.
Ian Walker.
He played for Bristol Rovers.
Oh,
That's not his only club, but he.
You couldn't write it, could you? You really
He
couldn't write it.
started. It says here, having initially played in the Football League with Bristol Rovers.
Oh, what the hell?
And then he moved to Palace. First £1 million goalkeeper in British football.
Oh my god, why should I should know this. I should know this.
what year did he move? So we're going back a while.
1990 he moved to Palace.
Oh, mate,
wait, no, he was in the Palace side that lost the 1990 Cup final. Where does it say he moved to Palace? He moved to Palace in 89. He left Palace in 96 and went to Leeds. From Leeds, he went to Everton in 2003.
South? No, is it? No.
Wait,
not Southall, is it?
No, he's Welsh, isn't he?
Glad you knew that. It's the other nationality Welsh that we're looking for.
No, the other nationality is Spanish.
Oh, I might have got it.
Go on,
Maybe.
Finn.
I don't know. I don't know if he was English or not.
Go for it.
Is it Nigel Martin?
Nigel Martin is 6th, 137 clean sheets.
Did
He started in Bristol Rovers.
Didn't that collapse on the pitch one time, Nigel Martin?
I don't know. I'm not too sure. All right, what nationality is the last one?
Spanish.
Oh,
De Gea? David De Gea?
David De Gea,
yeah. All right, cool. We done it. We're done. See, completed it. Never in doubt.
You did lose all of your lives before you completed
No, we
it.
did not. We had one left.
No, you didn't.
Yeah, we had them all left.
Because you went Joe Hart and Paul Robinson when you had 2 lives remaining.
Yeah, well, that was Gondor's Tenables, everyone. Gondor's Tenables. Oh, that was fun, wasn't it? Boys, thank you so much for joining me this evening. What an absolute pleasure.
Pleasure, mate.
Cheers, man.
Cheers. Ladies and gents, thank you very much for tuning in. If you are new to the Football Podcast, you can check us out on all audio platforms, including Apple, Spotify. We're everywhere. You can check us out on TikTok to see our clips throughout the week. If you're watching us over on YouTube, don't forget to like, subscribe, hit that bell for notifications. And until next time, ladies and gents, I bid you all good night and the star.